And focus your mind to this bell sound and follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma friends, before we start our practice session, so I will give an introduction regarding the technique we're going to practice. So, as you know, we practice two mental cultures. One it's called Samatha and another one called Vipassana. So, the Samatha mental culture is mainly related with the thoughts. So, it try to calm down your thoughts and stay with one pointness and relax your mind. And for this Samatha meditation, there is another name, it called Chitta Bhavana. Chitta Bhavana itself, it mentioned, there are thoughts involving with the practice. So as example, loving kindness meditation. You're thinking about, you visualizing, may all living beings. So it come to your mind regarding the all living beings. So it's related with the thoughts. So that's why it called Chitta Bhavana. Another thing is it helps to calm down the mind. And Vipassana, there is another name for this Vipassana. It called Panya Bhavana. Panya Bhavana means it's Vipassana. It develops your understanding. It develops your awareness. It develops your recognition. So regarding what? It should be related with yourself, your self-experience. And when it comes to self-experience, not your past experience or not your future experience. In this very moment, whatever happened, that is, you have to experience. You have to experience it with the very clear mind. So, when it comes to Vipassana level, remember yourself, let go all the thoughts or all the techniques and all the methods you know, even whatever happened when in the beginning, forget about it. Moment by moment, even in this very moment, that whatever the moment that you are, that having certain difficulties, just let it go and move forward. And that recognition itself is related with the consciousness. So remember, in the Chitta Bhavana, that's mean in the Samatha Bhavana, the consciousness and the thoughts different. But when it comes to the Vipassana Bhavana, the observer and what you observe, the both become same. It's not different. So as example, when it comes to sensation, you are itself the sensation. but it take little time. Only thing is, remember, this is possible, but it take little bit time for you. And sometimes it according to your practice. But if you give your best, and with the deeper awareness, if you start to observe and settle down little by little, and you can recognize this. Why? Because this awareness, this deeper connection is inherent in you. So only thing is, the vipassana means nothing but you getting to your real existence. That's it. So otherwise, that most of the thoughts covered our mind. So then that's why you have to yourself have the effort to get into this. So no one can help, no one can teach you, or no one can take you there. Why? Because it is your own experience and it's your own deeper understanding. So for that, in the beginning, we go with the two different mental cultures. In the beginning, we develop tranquility state, and using our inhalation, exhalation, bringing attention to in front of our nose and your upper lip area. So dear Dhamma friends, so remember, when you practice meditation, don't try to get into versions. We have to come out of the version. You know, I do only this and I don't do that. So you don't try to divide. So whatever people practice, it is up to them. But when you come to your practice, just be very clear. That's it. Don't try to get into any kind of intellectual understanding or intellectual arguments. So in life, you cannot understand this intellectual. This is just by experience. It like sugar. Just regarding little bit of sugar, intellectually to explain about it, you can write 100 books, but still the person not going to understand what is sugar unless that person himself or herself experience it. Just eating little bit and recognizing what sugar, you cannot explain through books. So like that, the same thing with the vipassana also. So then you just go into your origin. That's it. And that's why you have to be very clear, you have to be very pure, and you have to be very authentic and organic, without mixing with any kind of thoughts. Even just you should not follow this or that like that, even what I say. Just be completely free when it comes to the vipassana. So in the beginning, we need some help to get into the calmness, tranquility state. So for that, we use our inhalation, exhalation. We call it nimitta. Nimitta means harbor. So wherever your thoughts go, you bring your thoughts to that place. So you can take the nimitta as the sensation, or you can, as example, if you take a candle light, so then that your candle light going to be your nimitta. Even the sun or the moon, maybe that going to be your nimitta, or maybe the blue sky, and then you start to focus your mind to blue sky, so then it become your nimitta. That's mean primary mental object. Why you need that? Because your mind always go here and there and clinging to something. So now, rather than let it happen itself, what you do, you give a choice and then you stay with it. That choice you have to select with the clear freedom, not because of the fear, not because of any other reason, just with the intention to be very clear yourself and develop your understanding. So that is very important, because you can get a mental object as, with the fear. As example, regarding kind of like a god, or kind of like a power, or the chakra, or what kind of something like that. People believe different things. Then according to that, maybe you have fear with the faith. Oh, I want to do it, I want to do it. But when it comes to this, don't have anything like that. We just get into your inhalation exhalation. That's mean it is real, your authentic nature. So your real being itself, you're going to observe. So for that, you don't need any religion, even you don't need any age limit, even you don't need any kind of that the difference, any race or any kind of, you no need any gender. So you have to be completely free from this all the divisions. Remember that. If you become like that way, you're going to experience something deeper inside you. So without any division, with the very clear free mind, once you start to observe your inhalation exhalation, and little by little your mind start to recognize the sensation. So you have to remember not to push too much and not to become so lazy also. Just giving the effort and according to the whatever the moment that you going, and with the awareness, and that awareness you do with the clear understanding to gain the clarity to yourself. So then don't have any desire. I wanna get some result. I wanna get some result. No, because then your mind disconnecting from the practice itself. So completely be free and just bring attention to your inhalation. And mind will go here and there. Then you bring again and again, again and again. So whatever the thought arise, you bring again and again. Maybe very pleasant thought arise to us, but still bring it back. Some kind of very sad, worry, unhappy thought maybe can come. Bring it back. So whatever, wherever mind go, bring your mind back to. So this action we call kamatahana. That's mean working place. You work with the thoughts and with the awareness to stay in the inhalation, exhalation. So when you keep doing this way, little by little, little by little, the mind will settle down, the body will settle down, and the breathing also become calm and relaxed. So in the beginning, you observe separately inhalation, exhalation. This is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end, entire continuation. And then you observe the very nature of the inhalation, exhalation, the character. Sometimes it becomes longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold, like that. Once you come to that level and slowly, then you deeply observe thoroughly, observe very clearly, observe the inside your experience. Nothing yet. It is not an imagination and you no need to push anything. So just observe what you experience. So the observer observing regarding the observer, it's whatever the experience go through. So then if you get into the sensation, remember this very carefully. Now we start with the sensation. So if you get the sensation, you recognize that sensation, inhalation or exhalation. So we're going to get into 5 aggregates. Why? Because that is everything. Until you attain to enlightenment, you go with the name and form, and through these 5 aggregates, the mechanism. There is nothing else in Vipassana. So you going, if you want to get into the bottom of this, everything, you just go, you work with the 5 aggregate, recognizing, and become more clear regarding the system. So I'm going to explain it slowly, little by little. And just listen very carefully and just get the idea. Why? Because once you hear it, it gives a understanding for yourself to practice. So now you observing the sensation. And just you recognize what is sensation. And in the beginning, that you recognize that sensation as an inhalation and exhalation. So any communication that happen in your consciousness as a recognition, the whatever, it start with the name and the form. That is the beginning word. So that then this the form or the matter. The form is inhalation, exhalation. Or anywhere you get any pain, that's the you recognizing as a pain, that is the form. You recognizing as a sound, that is the form. And you recognizing anything as a aroma or the smell, that is the form. So that the whatever in the very first connection happened to you in that very moment, that is the form that you get connect. So that form happen according to the matters. So from where the form arise, with the inside you have organs, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and the mind. So then, so whatever the eye object, ear object, nose object, tongue object, body object, or the mind object, this everything related with the heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. So 4 elements. There is nothing else. That is the bottom. So whatever in the outside, so when this heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness created with any kind of sound or the smell or the taste or the sensation or the thought, so it comes. And that is where the form arises. And that form and brings you feelings. So once the form arises, and according to that form, what is happening? The feelings arise. So without a form, you cannot have feelings. So when the form arises, the feelings disappear. Not anymore, not going to be the feelings. It transforms to feelings. The now form, it like a relay game. So one person run, and this just think normally for relay game only 4 people. Now think there are 5 people. Or the form run and change the button to feelings. And the inside you, the feelings run. And then the feelings bring the sensation. And it change the button to sensation. Then the feelings disappear. Now sensation hold the button and run. It run and it change the button, the formations, division, it divide everything. And the formations run and it change the button to consciousness. That is where the cognition or the recognition arise. So now what you have to observe, form disappeared and it came to the feeling. Feelings disappear, came to sensation. Sensation disappear and it came to formations. Formations disappear and it came to recognition. So this is what happening from birth to death in this samsaric journey. There's nothing else. This is always keep happening as a current. Vipassana means you slowly and observe and recognize. And then you see in the deeper level, this is changing always. Whatever experience you go through, change. And that is where you recognizing that as self, what you experience is moment by moment change. And once you recognize that, you understand netang mama. Netang mama means this is not kind of like a me, self-centered something, because it happening always, process. You are a result of the process. So then you recognize this netang mama. There is no such a thing called me, entity, without changing anything. It's always a process. But still, you hold that process as you. Nothing wrong with it. But in the deeper level, you know this everything changed. Even though you claim this is me, this is my, this is all like that. In the deeper, there is no bond. There is no attachment. That is what happened. So otherwise, recognizing this everything change, impermanent, doesn't mean you get into more depression, or you going to give up this everything and become kind of like the ignorance person. No, you recognizing, you still maintain it, you live with it, you go with this, but deeper underneath there is no current to hold. Why? Because now you see what is happening inside you, moment by moment change. Even you know the experience, you experience it knowingly change. Then there is no disappointment. So you sit for this meditation, after half an hour, 1 hour to go away. So then, in case suddenly, if I shut down now, maybe you get disappointed. Why? Because you had the idea to sit for 1 hour. But after 1 hour, when I turn off, you become okay. Why? Because you had the idea after 1 hour. So the knowingly change the same. Once you know this, everything change. So whatever happen around us, when that thing change, you're not going to disappoint it. When you look deeply, observe yourself and see why you get worried, why you get unhappy, why you get sad, why you get disappointed, why you get all the anxiety, depression, because you cannot accept the change happening within you. And you cannot accept the change around you. Why? Because deeper you have a solid consciousness. But in the Vipassana, you go deeper, deeper, and with the one sensation, you experience how that sensation change. And so when it comes to, we know the 4 foundations. In the Satipatthana, there are 4 foundations. Kayanupassana, Vedananupassana, Chittanupassana, Dhammanupassana. So the Kayanupassana means contemplating the body. So the contemplating the body here means the Kaya Anu. According to body, contemplating doesn't mean think over. Because when you go to dictionary sometimes, that you see as the meaning of the contemplation, it mentions thinking, think over. But here, when it comes to meditation, no. It is not about think over. You observe, and then what you see, you recognize. That is what here contemplating means. Not you think. You observe and recognize. So that recognition happening as a result of your mind, thought. So not by thinking about it. And then, so this anapanasati, or the inhalation exhalation, related with the kayanupassana. So remember this, and then this is not going to be wrong anywhere. All the teachings going to become very clear. So then, because when you practice yourself, you know what this everything. So anapanasati is related with the kayanupassana. Why it is kayanupassana? Because inhalation, exhalation happen as a bodily action. It is not a mental action. It is not by thinking and doing. Your bodily action, as example, when you sleep, you half dead. See, the body itself inhale, exhale. So that's a bodily action. That's why it related to the Kayanupassana. And then Vedanānupassana means contemplating or observing or go with the feelings. So we get into the feelings, and even it can, you can practice it as a Vedanānupassana or contemplating the sensation. And Chittanupassana, according to deeper, that when the inhalation, exhalation happen, according to that, your mind settle down. According to the pattern of the breathing, when the breathing become calm down, relax, your mind slowly calm down and relax. So you start to see it deep. When you settle down, you see according to the breathing, how the body relax and how the mind relax. So Dhamma Anupassana, so itself the very nature of the body, and it has a more deeper so level, and as example, then according to heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. So when sometimes the heat go higher, and then you suddenly feel very cold your body, and sometimes shaking your body, and sometimes you feel certain tightness somewhere. So this kind of the heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness sometimes change around a place to place, and according to that different feelings arise. And as you know, nerve system naturally happening, and the digestive system naturally happening, and then the blood circular system is naturally happening. So these things sometimes suddenly you can feel, but still whatever, wherever, whatever you feel. So the Chitta Anupassana is thoughts, and sometimes thought arise, different ideas come to you, but still you recognize it. Whatever things experience, remember, start to get into the deeper level of the, the sensation, and stay there and see how it change. Recognize the change, catch the change. That is the fish. Get the change, see the change. When you have, as example, you experience inhalation, exhalation, and then recognize the change. And then you feel suddenly pain somewhere. And see, now from here you felt, and then suddenly your consciousness recognized the pain. So then what happened to the sense, the consciousness that you had here? It went to this pain. So then the consciousness changed. And then you stay with the change, and then you slowly move your legs, and then now you feel relaxed. So what happened to the pain, that now you feel relaxed, and before the pain, that you had the pain. So what happened to the pain? It went away. That is the change you have to recognize. And then suddenly there is a thought arise. Maybe 10 years back, whatever happened. So now you don't feel the pain. Now you stay with the thought. So in between this, rather than go with the thought, can you see the change? And then you stay with it. And then suddenly you feel heat. And then anymore that 10 years back, the thought is disappear. Now you're dealing with the, see, now your consciousness moving place to place. That is what you have to get. Once you have that, then you recognize him. Netang mama, this is not me. This is always happen. That is the first step. You come out of the Sakkaya Ditthi, self-centered, 10 fetters. That is the first step that you get into the first absorption. So that is the journey start. You start to come out of, and then you see it, how it is happening. Then there is no doubt. All other books or the lectures or the documentaries or the any kind of meditation methods, now you have no doubt about it. Why? Because you see the pattern. So then the second, the quality disappear from the 10 pitters, then the 9. And then you know what to do. And maybe some other people say, do the puja, hit your head and stand from your head and do chanting and repeat the name. But you know what to do. And that is where the third fetter disappear. And then you get into the post absorption. And you keep repeating it. The practice. Now you keep practice. You paddling. It's like a bicycling. You paddling. And you keep repeating. And little by little, this become more sharper, clear. Until you attain to the enlightenment. This is what you do. There's nothing else. You become clear with the pattern of the form, feelings, sensation, mental formation, recognition. Feelings, the form, feelings, sensation, mental formation, consciousness. Form, feelings, sensation, formations, recognitions. This is what your life. There's nothing else. In this entire universe, million years back or million years future, there's nothing. This is what life. So that is only way. Ekayano ayang maggo satipatthana. There is no any other way. This is the way you have to keep going. So with that, let's try a little bit. So right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. And scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say Sopateva or may I be well and happy 3 times. Scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say Sopateva or may I be well and happy. And take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. We also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And deeply and gently breathe out 3 times. And observe the sensation. So don't try to make anything happen. So whatever happens, just observe and recognize. And keep your maximum awareness, effort, head to toes, entire your body, all the cells activate and focus with the awareness towards the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire this compound, this village, this city, this state, this country, this world, and this universe. And as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side, downward and upward, to all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, in, during Buddha's time, there was a fishing village, and in that fishing village, so there was a little family, and in that family, there was a little boy born to this family. And the very first day the boy came to this family, the boy born, the entire fishing village went out of the fish, and the no rain, and they had a very hard time, and whole village and suffered from difficulties. And right away they knew something happened to their village. It's kind of like a curse. And as you know, when the good things happen, it come as a sign. And same thing with the bad also. Sometimes when the bad things happen, that also come as a sign. So it's so with the signs. And this as example, when the Prince Siddhartha born, and at that day, it was so beautiful, entire nature. And as you know, when the Jesus born, in that very day, that at night, there were stars in the sky in different ways. So like that, they understood, they knew something happened. It's kind of like a curse that everything went wrong and that everything became dark. So then they couldn't find out the reason. And the whole village became poor, poor, poor. So then what happened? They want to find out who is the curse, the carry the curse to this village. And then they divide to groups. And then somehow they found out, the entire village found out, this little boy, the newly born baby, carry the curse. So then what they did, they sent them out of the city. And the mother, carried the boy, and somehow the mother thought and the most of told to kill the boy because it is a curse for everyone. But mother didn't give up. And the mother kept the boy and thought, somehow I going to raise this child. And somehow once the child able to walk himself, I let him go wherever he want to go. So somehow with the very difficulties, going and begging place to place, mother used to take care of this child. So somehow the child became little by little stronger and to walk himself. And then the mother gave a little plate and told, my dear son, anymore I cannot do anything. Now this life is up to you. Just go and do whatever you want and survive yourself. So what this boy did, and took this little plate and went to place, city to city. And wherever he go, even around him, the people felt difficulties. And some people was carried the money inside their pocket, but they had the idea to give some money. But when this Losaka, this boy name called Losaka, when the Losaka came close to them and they was trying to get the money out of their pocket, and the money disappeared. So like that, even when he tried to beg and find something, it was very difficult for him. Somehow one day, the Venerable Sariputta went for Pindapata and saw this child with all the miseries and told, are you like to become a monk? And the Losaka was so happy. Oh, Venerable Sir, please, please. And then Venerable Sariputta brought him to the temple, and then he became a monk. But still he go Pindapata and to collect food. No one give food. Even people try to give food, and when they come with offer the food, and they see in his begging bowl, with the food, a lot of food. So then they think, oh, why I have to put more? And they turn back. But there was nothing. And people used to see there are a lot of food. And even sometimes the Venerable Sariputta used to go with him. And that days, no one come forward and offer dana. In being with that Venerable Losaka, and the other monks also used to lose food. So that much he had the kind of like a karma to suffer. So somehow it was a day, and the Venerable Sariputta knew this Losaka was so hungry, and he had, because he didn't get food for a few days, and somehow he went to the king palace, and that day the king gave the the food with the honey, ghee, and butter, so like that with the good food. So the Venerable Sariputta took that and thought, I'm going to somehow feed this to Venerable Losaka. So then he went to the temple, and then he called the Venerable Losaka and told, don't touch my bowl, just stand on me. And then he tied the half of the rope to Venerable Losaka. And then from himself, he feed the Venerable Losaka. So that moment he ate, and that is the only day he felt comfortable and cure the hunger. But at the same time, in that very moment, he attained to the enlightenment, and by the evening, he passed away. So then the evening, then the Buddha came, and then the monks gathered. And see, this monk had the wisdom to attain to enlightenment, but still he went through a lot of suffering, and he couldn't get anything. It kind of like a carrying a curse himself in this samsaric journey, and effect for everyone around him. So then the Buddha told, long time ago, there was another Buddha called Kashyapa. So during that Buddha's time, this Losaka was a monk, and he having a temple in a village. And then he used to be with the people, and people used to offer things, and he's the only monk, high priest, and then he was having a very comfortable life. Then another enlightened master monk, Arahanta monk, visited the temple, and people used to come and offer dana and offer many items. And then when the Venerable Losaka saw this, and then he thought, oh, this is not good, and no one now think about me. Maybe if this happened, I'm going to lose my temple also. So then one day, what happened? There was a person invited for this both monks for the dana. And so that day, early morning, this Losaka wake up early in the morning without calling to that monk loudly, and that enlightened monk was sleeping, and he whispered himself, and then himself he can come out of the doubt, that telling that, oh, I call him, but he didn't wake up. So he whispered himself, wake up, it is ready to go to dana. So like that, very slow sound, that enlightened master was sleeping. And then he went to visit the devotee's house, and that day this devotee with the good food, same kind of food with the ghee, honey, butter, so mixing these things, and he made a very tasty, healthy food and offered to this monk, and he had that, and then he was so happy. And then that devotee gave half of the portion and told, please offer this to that enlightened monk. And before he asked what happened, why he didn't come. And then this Lord monk told, oh, I called him, but he was sleeping. And then he get out of the bond, and he's not telling lies. See that how his mind worked, because he whispered slowly, and called that enlightened master, and now he can tell he called, but he didn't wake up. So the same way he told, oh, I called him, but he didn't wake up, so I came myself, otherwise I get late. So somehow this devotee gave half the portion of the food and told, please give this to that monk. And then when this monk, the venerable, the Lord and took this and came on the way. And on the way he was thinking, if I give this monk maybe get attached to this food and this village, and then I going to lose my temple, and I going to lose all my facilities, and people come and bow and worship me, and then maybe they're not going to respect anymore. So what he did, on the way he saw fireplace, and he put that food to the fire, and that person gave that food to offer this to the enlightened monk. But this monk put it to the fire and thinking about he may get attached to the soul. That is the demerits, the karma that he accumulated as a result of that action. And during this Gautama the Buddha's time, he born as a boy. In that very day, the very first day he born, the entire village suffered. And from that, moment by moment, and in the beginning I mentioned that what happened. So, but somehow he developed the wisdom, and he able to attain to the enlightenment. But still look how the curse, that the demerits came with him. So then remember yourself. It doesn't matter, even ourselves, we are monks. That doesn't mean we're going to be okay. It is very important. It's not what we say, or it's not what our life, it's not what we look like. Always remember yourself. Honestly, deeply yourself. Develop the integrity with the generosity. That is very important for the entire samsaric journey until you attain to the Nibbana. That it going to be with you. Otherwise, if you become greedy and if you attach too much, and that can take you to different situations, and you will create many other demerits, many other bad karma related with that deep attachment. So then you have to be very careful when things come to you, and how you going to deal with it. Just knowingly things, just saying things, or just having things doesn't mean this everything going to be okay. One time, this Abraham Lincoln was asked from his secretary, if you call the horse tail as a leg, so then how many legs going to be for that horse? Then the secretary told 5 legs. Then the Abraham Lincoln told, no, it is still 4 legs. Then the secretary asked, why? Just calling for the tail as leg doesn't mean it's going to become a leg. So same like, remember, just saying generosity, or saying practicing meditation, or saying we are good, saying we are compassion, doesn't mean we are compassion. Doesn't mean we are generous. Doesn't mean we are wise. The way we practice going to transform our life. So then remember this Venerable Losaka life story. So what happened to him? And then yourself, when you become generous, and the same way, like if you reverse the pattern, when you become generous, you feel safe and comfortable, not only you, your parents, your brothers, sisters, your village, and your entire people around you going to get the benefit out of your good karma. And at the same time, be careful. when you do something wrong, it is just not only you, and it going to affect for your all the people around you, especially innocent your parents. Look that mother, Losaka's mother, how hard she had the life. The same like if you do something bad or if you do something wrong, the most enormous pain going to go to your parents. And even in the sansaric journey, so wherever you go and born in a mother's womb, and that mother going to have a very great difficulties. But if you become good person, it is just not only for you. And wherever you go, even just getting to the birth, or the, even when you are getting to the mother's womb, that mother going to feel more comfortable, relaxed, and your father and your relatives and everyone going to feel more comfortable, relaxed, and you going to bring the the luck to everyone. So don't be late to do the good action yourself. It is just not only for you. Remember, that is the best that you can do to others also. Whenever you have opportunity to perform something good, and whenever you have opportunity to do something good, don't be late. And as we know, look, that we experience few months and we tell people don't bring the dana, and we not going and visiting any place, and people never had opportunity to give dana or practice generosity. And as you know, our devotees and everywhere, we used to have many ceremonies in the temples, but now we cannot perform that things. But look, that opportunity is disappeared, and who knows what will happen tomorrow, and who knows you and me going to be here or not. But whenever you have opportunity, and always with your husband, wife, children, friends and family members, with your church or the mosque or the temple, or with the monks or the priest or anyone, so anywhere, always remember, do your best, and with the good heart, with the clear heart, with the compassion, loving kindness, generosity, perform your best, be your best, and that will become the light, and you become the guardian angels for yourself and for others, everyone. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu ma te bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata chammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahan hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.